Hey everyone, welcome back to Bird Talk with Terrence Mathis. I'm William Brandon. Please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel Atlanta Sports Unlimited and turn on your notifications so you don't miss an episode. This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. It's the simplest fantasy sports game on the market. You can pick players from multiple sports like Trae Young from the Hogs or Matt Ryan from the Atlanta Falcons. I want you to sign up using the code ASU, and Prize Picks will 100% match your first deposit up to $100. Download that for free from the App Store or Google Play. Well, the Atlanta Falcons snapped their two-game losing streak and scored their first TD since playing the Saints by defeating the Jacksonville Jaguars 21-14. What'd you think? What'd you think of the game?
Jacksonville State Jaguars.
Well, you
No,
already.
I shouldn't have said that. They're professionals too. They got a professional football team and players also who gets paid a lot of money. But it was a good win for the Falcons. It's a good win. That's a team you're supposed to beat, and they did. And here we are with 6 games left, and we're still in the mix. And that's all you can ask for right now. Especially the way this team has played over the first 11 games. And if you would have told me uh, earlier in the year that they'd be sitting here with a chance to get into the postseason, I'd have been like, there's no way. But it's a credit to the perseverance of this football team, and it's a discredit to how bad the NFL is these days.
Yeah, that's, you kind of, when you mentioned the Jacksonville State, I was kind of went into my next thing. I was saying, I know any team can win on any given Sunday, but do you think the Falcons were just playing a very bad team?
I don't think they was playing a very bad team. I think it's a team that's trying to find their identity, trying to get the right pieces in place. They're playing with a rookie quarterback, a first-time NFL head coach. So they made the game interesting.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. They played hard. And that's what you want to see from a franchise that's rebuilding, that you have a nucleus of guys that can play hard. And now you go out and draft and go into free agency and pick guys that fit your scheme to make you better.
Yeah, the Falcons got Cordero Patterson back. He suffered the injury in week 10 against the Cowboys. He had 16 carries, 108 yards, 2 touchdowns, and he also had 2 catches for 27. Seems like a guy we need to keep on the field. But do you think we're going to have a chance of keeping this man?
Well, okay. We always talk about early in the year, you got to have that dude that's the lead dog, that when he goes, everybody else goes. Usually that's your quarterback. Mm-hmm. Never a guy that's what we call just an athlete, that can do everything. And it seems like to me, this team plays with more enthusiasm and more excitement with Cordell Patterson is on the field. Mm-hmm. It seems like it's easier to call plays, which you should, because you should be calling plays to the hot hand, the guy that makes things go. So it's easier for the coordinator to call plays when Cordell Patterson is on the field. And then I'm looking at that game and I said, it seems to me that the offensive line blocks better when he's playing running back. Bigger holes, more aggressive. But you know what? That's a compliment to Cordell Patterson, because the thing is, they know when he's in the game, something special is going to happen. So they're going to work a little harder for him. And that's no knock on Mike Davis, but that's just the way it is. And it seems like Matt Ryan is a little more comfortable when he's on the field also. Keeping him, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem. It's really up to him, because at the end of the day, he's going to garnish a lot of attention. Yeah. And if it's about, for him, if it's about winning football games, getting to the playoffs, and eventually playing into the Super Bowl, you can't blame him for exploring.
Yes.
But if he just likes being that dude and getting all that attention, and maybe fight for a playoff chance, he'll stay here. So he's gonna have to wait. He's gonna have to wait. I'm older, I played a lot of teams. I played a lot of years. So I just finish my career here, or do I just go chase that ring? So he's going to have an opportunity to go chase that ring after the season's over.
Yeah, because he's playing at a high level. I mean, when the Falcons have him on the field, they're playing much better at a much higher level, like you said.
Yes.
And it seems like even though everybody, including the people watching, know where the ball is probably going, and he still manages to
Yeah,
fight his way, whether it's
yeah,
a running play. He gives
yeah,
so much effort on every
yeah,
play.
yeah.
And I hope
You
that
know,
does feed off into the rest of the team because, and it seems like it did. Russell Gage had a good day. He had big third down catches. He also
right,
had another big touchdown.
right.
What do you think of the receiving room as far as Ridley not being there? It seems like the guys are starting to try to step up as far as Gage and Sharp and the other receivers.
Well, you see them getting better and better each week. Um, their dude is not in that room, but here's the opportunity for a coach to motivate a room to get better.
Mhm.
That coach is not helping motivate that room to get better. They're gonna just gradually grow. I want to see them go here. You
Yeah,
know, they play a lot of games. It's been 11 games. They should be playing. Excuse me. They should be playing at a higher level right now. I'm gonna be very particular about that position because I played that position for 13
right.
years and 4 years in college. So I'm gonna be very particular about that position, and I feel that it can be better. It could be a lot better. You got to understand when you talk about over the years, when you talk about the Atlanta Falcons and its offense, you talk about its wide receivers first and then the quarterback. Think about it. It's
Yeah,
about the wide receivers and then the quarterback. And right now, it's not that. And this is the first year in that I can ever remember that the wide receiver position wasn't that premier position on the football team.
yeah, you're definitely right. I think that's why CP has been such an instrumental part because he's catching so many balls out the
Yes.
backfield. So Ryan seems to be more comfortable throwing to him than some of his
Right.
receivers.
Right. Exactly.
It almost
Exactly. And,
seems like CP, maybe Kyle Pitts and Russell
yeah.
Gage.
Yeah. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is.
Mhm.
And it should be wide receiver, tight end, running back, in that order. But it is not. And hey, hopefully, we can get Ridley back. And if not, we go out in free agency or draft a big time receiver. But here's the fear that I have. And fans, don't get upset when I say this, and don't, here's the thing. It's still a business. The
Mhm.
NFL is a business. Arthur Blank is a businessman. Rich McKay is a businessman. Fontenot is a businessman. So with Ridley contract being up after this year, you know, you hope they don't do anything to try to cheapen his value because he didn't play this year. You see what I'm saying? Uh, Hopefully he gets through this and come back stronger next season than he did this year. But at the end of the day, I hope they don't cheapen his value because of this, and that'd be a shame that they would do this to him because he's put his time in and he's been that dude for this football team. So he deserves to have a big contract and a chance to finish his career here.
And when you say cheapen his value, are you saying basically the Falcons should try to just give him like a 1 year deal or something to try to see where he's at? They should try to.
Yeah, yeah, or for one that if at the end of the year, I know he hasn't played many games, but at the end of the year, you got to look at what he's done, his body of work
Yeah,
compared to other free agents coming up this year. And if you don't feel that he's one of the top five free agents um, coming up, if the Falcons don't feel that, they're going to cheapen his value and give him less than what the top five is worth. Now, I can see them franchising him, give him the
yeah,
franchise tag, give him that 1 year and see how things go. I can understand that. But, at the end of the day, it's a businessman and
yeah.
it's about money. We know we're cap strapped and they're going to have to fix it at the end of the season. So my thing is, we would love Calvin Ridley to be here next year, but um, there's probably about a 30% chance that he's not.
Yeah, I'm starting to come to the realization of that as well. Like you said, it's a business, and they're going to have to. We don't ever know what happened, but they're going to, I'm sure, take that into account if that's something they'll revisit in the future, because you don't want to lose a receiver for
Right,
said many games.
right.
Um, the Falcons defense is starting to pick it up, or at least they did that last game. They had 3 turnovers, a couple of fumbles, and interception. And I saw a stat said the Falcons haven't given up a single play of 40 yards or more this season. That's really
Wow.
surprising. But
Wow.
I'm sure Dean Pease is happy about that.
Yeah. I wish they would have a stat where they haven't given up more than 40 points in a game.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
Then we'll probably have 2 more wins on the table. The defense is playing better. Here's the thing. I that Jacksonville game was, I believe, putting it together and a tune-up for what's about to happen Sunday. It's round 2 rematch against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, where they had the Buccaneers on the ropes that first time out and let them get off. So here's the thing. This Falcons team has to play. Their game plan has to be tight. It has to be effective. It has to be efficient. And you got to have some big plays in it, especially offensively and defensively. When I say defensively, you got to create some turnovers. You got to get pressure on Tom Brady.
Definitely.
Offensively, if you don't go in this game thinking that you can't make plays in the secondary, something's wrong, because that secondary is so much just tore up, maligned. They're not very good right now in the back end of their defense. And you can get some balls over top and you can make some plays. Now you got to put together a passing scheme to do that and protect Matt Ryan, so we can do that.
Yeah, I surely hope they can get to Tom Brady, because, when Tom Brady gets to moving a lot and is forced to move out the pocket, he's not as effective as he is when he's got time to throw. And last week they had plenty of opportunities to get to Trevor Lawrence, but Fowler a couple times, it's like he just goes flying by him. It's wild. Every time you think he's going to sack him, it doesn't. So I hope that they can get this statue of Tom Brady down this week, because if they can and keep that foot on the gas, they have an opportunity to win.
Well, I think the film and the scouting report is out on Fowler. He likes to, rush fast and deep. So those tackles are letting him get upfield, and they just riding him by because they know he can't stop and get back under. Yes. So he's going to have to create another move to act like he's going high and dip up under, because when the quarterback steps up, because that's what they're saying. Hey, when you see Fowler get off the ball and he gets high, step up, because he can't get back under. So now you got to get up fast. And when they think you're going to keep going, spin back under, throw back under, rip back under. And then when that quarterback steps up, you hit him right in the face. So he's going to have to get creative with his pass rush if he wants to get to Tom Brady.
Well, I hope he's listening, because I'm thinking the same thing. You've got to switch it up. If they're scheming for how your current moves and how you're advancing toward the quarterback, you need to switch it up. Maybe go inside or something, but he's always coming out too wide and then trying to come back in. So the Falcons and Buccaneers have played 56 games. They are even in both of those. Both teams have won 28 games apiece. Wow. But the Falcons were swept last season by the Bucs. And unfortunately, on the verge of that happening again at the Falcons after losing that first game. Oh, yeah, and the Falcons have yet to win a game at home. So it's a lot. Whoa. But even with all that, Terrence, they're still in the second place in the division at 5-6, and they sit 9th in the NFC.
Right. Here's the thing. Tampa Bay over the last 3 weeks haven't been playing like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you have an opportunity to win a game you're not supposed to win, what we call still a game. Here's a chance to steal a game. My worries is I hope this is not the week that Tampa Bay, this is the get right game. I don't want this to be the get right game. Wait till next week. Let us get this one, get back to 500. And here's the thing. There's 6 games left in the season.
Yep.
6 games left in the season. And if you look at those games, you have Tampa Bay, Carolina, and the Saints in the division. Yep. If you get 3 of those, you have a big chance. But then you have Detroit is a winnable game, San Francisco, and Buffalo. So at the end of the day, you really have to win 5 of the next 6 to really secure a spot in the playoffs. I said 10 wins will get you into the playoffs. And it's going to be tough for the Falcons to get there. Can it be done? Yes, it could be done. But you got to understand, here's the run. Here's the playoff run. Tampa
Yeah.
Bay know they have to get better. 49ers know they got to get better to be there. Buffalo, they're fighting with New England right now for their division. So there's 3 teams right there that could be playoff teams. And if you beat those 3 teams, you have an opportunity to be there. And then, the Saints are struggling, and we know Detroit is struggling, and Carolina is struggling with Cam Newton. So we have an opportunity, and it's when I said it 2 or 3 weeks ago that the playoffs started 2 weeks ago for the Falcons, and it does. It's every game is you got to understand. You lose, there's a possibility that you're out, but your win, the possibilities of getting there is greater. So the Falcons are in the playoffs for the last 6 weeks. These 6 weeks are playoff games for them. So they can't afford to let one get away, and they can't afford to come out and play lethargic and not interested at all, because they're going to get beat, even against the Detroit Lions team. So they got to play hard every week.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back to the 49ers, but you mentioned the Lions. I was like, man, Falcons can't lose that one. Please don't. I mean, they have not won a game. Don't let that happen.
Well, I hope the Lions win before they get to us.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah,
I don't
they
need
can
that type
feel
of
good
pressure.
about themselves and go, we won.
Yeah,
But no, it's funny. I was with the Jets when I was with the Jets, and I think it was Jeff George. No, it was Jeff George or Peyton Manning. They were 0-11 coming to us in New York, and they beat us. And that feeling was like, oh my God. And I think it was Peyton, because I think they went 1-14 that year or something like that. Or it could have been with Jeff George, one of the two. But I remember the only win they had that year was against us. And I was like, oh no. So you don't want to be that team. You don't want to be that team to give up the first win to a over team.
no, definitely wouldn't. And then, like you mentioned, the 49ers. So they sit in front of the Falcons currently right now with I
Yes.
think they're in the 6th spot. But the Falcons play them, so that's another opportunity to beat
Yes.
someone that's in front of them on the schedule.
Yes.
Fortunately, Washington, they did lose to Washington, so they're going to need Washington to lose to someone
Right.
else. And the
Yep.
Vikings, they don't play the Vikings, but the tiebreaker is just based off NFC
Yes.
win percentage. So
Opponents. Right. Yeah. So, hey, man, this is the time of year where you're supposed to be getting better.
yeah,
And those teams that understand that, those coaches that understand that organization that understands that, those players that understand that, they're doing it. They're knowing that, hey man, look, you don't give the gold medal in the first 60 meters of the 100-meter dash.
hmm
You just stay the course, and then you turn it on. You use your power and your strength at the end of the last 40 meters to get it. And that's what a lot of these teams are doing.
if you were a part of the Falcons marketing, what would you do to try to get fans in the seats? I mean, I know we all go back to winning; they got to win, but there are teams that are trash, so to speak, in the NFL, and they still have fans that come. And I just feel like this week, it's a monumental game. They need support, but it's going to be a lot of Tampa fans. I already know. I've had Tampa fans text me saying they're coming. So I just
It's
what
tough. It's really, really tough. It's one of those things that it should have been a plan from the beginning of the year to try to scramble and get fans in now. It's really, really tough, man. It's one of those things that I don't know what you do.
Mhm.
I don't understand. You can't cut ticket prices, because if you cut ticket prices and you still get the same result, you losing money.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So you can't do that. So I don't know what you can do right now. I think I think you just take it on the chin. Hopefully you get in the playoffs, you win a couple of games. You probably won't get a home game
Yeah.
in the playoffs,
Yeah.
but at the end of the day, at least you'll build some momentum for fan support going into next season.
Yeah, because it's going to be a madhouse for 24 hours in that Benz. You got UGA versus
Oh
Bama
yeah.
at 3 o'clock, and then you turn around Falcons and Bucks at 1 o'clock on Sunday.
Well, you here's the thing. You might here it is, William, and we've been saying this for over 20 something years uh, with the Falcons. Is this how many SEC players does this roster hold?
Yeah, not many.
Not many. Now, if Calvin Ridley was balling, if Julio was still here, you'll probably have some of those Bama fans staying over for the game.
Yes, correct.
Think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm gonna make you mad with this one. You remember my scenario weeks ago when I talked about, hey, the Patriots is gonna bump up, gonna trade some entities. Matt Ryan goes to the Patriots, and we draft Mac Jones, number 10. Remember I said that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mac Jones playing right now, this Sunday, the Benz will be full of Alabama fans.
Oh yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, people. I didn't mean to hurt us like that. But think about it. Calvin Ridley will be playing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Julio will still be here right now with Mac Jones and Kyle. Well, we wouldn't have Kyle Pitts at the time,
Yeah.
but what I'm saying is, look what would be happening.
No, you're definitely right, and hopefully it still feeds over.
Yeah.
I have a family member. He's going to the Georgia game on Saturday, and he's staying up to go to the Falcons game on Sunday. So I hope you're right. I hope we get a lot of leftovers.
I think you will. I think you will. I don't think people are gonna just leave and go back to up to Athens or Tuscaloosa whatsoever. So you might get a full Benz this Sunday. Because think about this. How many opportunities do you get a chance to see Tom Brady play?
Yeah, very few.
So those fans may stay just for that.
Mm-hmm.
You get an opportunity to see Tom Brady play. He's coming to town. Yeah, we're gonna stay for this one. So you're probably gonna get a really good crowd. Now that I think about it, you may get a really good crowd for this week.
Who you got in the game Saturday? Bama.
Man, I'm not telling you because no.
Okay.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Georgia fans, I know you want to run the gamut. Oh, what happened?
I still got your audio.
I know you want to run the gamut and win the SEC championship and win the national championship. But if you don't win the SEC championship, you still have a chance to win the national championship.
All right.
So don't get upset if you lose on Saturday because you still have the big goal in mind is winning the national championship. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and if they lose Saturday, they'll more than likely have to face Alabama again.
Exactly.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, in the first round.
That would be crazy.
Well, and wait a minute. And a lot of people may not like that, but that's good for college football right now.
Mm-hmm.
That is really good for college football right now because here it is. Here's the thing. Everybody, the model of college football right now is Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're the model because their coaches have been in place for a long time. So that's why you're seeing all these coaches move. They're trying to find that coach that can put together a system and a longevity as Kirby has been doing and as Nick Saban has done. So that's why you see a lot of coaches jumping around, which I don't like because then people get on all these players that's going into the portal. You understand? Coaches go in the portal at the end of every year, and make a whole lot of money doing it. And understand this, and making the money off of the guys they recruited. Mm-hmm. And then they say, oh, I recruited 5 stars, this guy, whatsoever. Oh man, we won all these games. What? I can make an extra 20 million if I go here. bye-bye. That's
There's
crazy.
no
So now
loyal. There's no
no
loyalty. There's no loyalty to
loyalty.
these
So why you want the
coaches.
players? Why you want the players to be loyal? Fans, I get it.
Mm-hmm.
You your heart goes into them whatsoever. I get it. But come on, you talking about institutions that are paying coaches $100 million.
Yes.
Who have ever when I would have never thought college football would come to this when a college coach can make more than an NFL coach.
Mm-hmm.
That is incredible to me. And it is what it is. I mean, come on. It's almost like William, and I tell fans this all the time. They get all upset whatsoever. I says, okay, all right. You get a phone call from, say you work at AT&T. You get a phone call from Verizon and says, hey, look, we love what you're doing over your sales and all that over at AT&T. We can give you an extra 10 million if you come over to us. No, I'm happy at AT&T. What? You gonna say bye-bye?
Exactly.
Bye-bye. So what is that's it's business. If your market value is worth it, take it. You're gonna say, oh, you're gonna leave $50 million on the table? Uh, I mean, I was loyal to you while I was there. You see what I did? I brought you quality football championships, whatsoever, this and that. But I want to do something different. I want to do something different. So I don't like it, but it is what it is.
Well, dogs, I'm pulling for y'all to win. I'm gonna say y'all gonna win Saturday. And
I didn't say they were gonna lose. I just
I
didn't.
know, I know.
I didn't say they were gonna win either. I was being a politician.
No, I know. I know you have another show as well, so I'm sure you want to save some of that. But I got them, and hopefully these Falcons, hopefully that'll rub off onto them on Sunday. What you got for us, Terrence?
I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it plain and simple. And I truly feel this because of what's happening in college football, from coaches moving from job to job, leaving these young men behind, that they have stepped in those living rooms in these single parent homes in the inner cities and told these grandmas and these moms that we're going to take care of your boy. He's part of the family. But then when you get an opportunity to move on, you move on and leave this kid the same way his father did him.
Mm-hmm.
So then you wonder why these kids get in trouble, don't finish college, and all these things. Wait a minute, my father left me. Now you as a father figure, because I looked at you, because I've seen you on TV and interviews whatsoever. Now I'm part of your family, and then you walk out on me. I don't care if it's white or black. Then you walk out on me. Now, how do this kid feels? Now he gets into the portal and tries to follow this coach where he is, or he decommits to the university and goes and follow this coach. So it's one of those things that in this generation and in this society right now is that it's instant gratification, and I want to feel loved and want to feel wanted, and sometimes money brings that, and that's not the way you're supposed to feel about money bringing you gratification. Now, with all that being said, you reap what you sow. You reap what you sow, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, everyone. Thank y'all for tuning in. Please make sure you subscribe to Atlanta Sports Unlimited. Turn on those notifications, and also sign up for Prize Picks. I hope everyone has a great day. Continue to stay safe, everyone.
Peace.